The Banner Saga 3, we are back after quite a long time. I know, the uploads for this game are not that frequent in comparison to the previous two titles, but hell, when I got the Banner Saga franchise all the way back when I was still doing YouTube just with my laptop, I was looking for content which I would be able to upload, which I would be able to play, and which I would be able to record with my old system. So I wanted to prove to myself that yes, it's actually the passion which is driving me forward, and that is trying to make me stick with this, and that not just after, like, I don't know, I would upgrade my system, I would decide, okay, this is no longer entertaining for me. I really wanted to see where I can get, and Banner Saga allowed me to really see how far I can push myself. Because even during the time when I had only a laptop with 8 gigs of RAM, which if you know anything about computers and video editing, you know that that is absolutely not set up for either be playing games or be editing videos or be creating YouTube channel. I decided to push through, and so eventually when I was able to upgrade my hardware, I was trying to play all these games which I did not have chance to. So for example, like Doom Eternal, I know I haven't featured Doom Eternal on the channel. Maybe I might, maybe not, I don't know. I'm kind of torn in between what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna start a new channel as well, and what sorts of things will we do. But I want to see this thing through. I want to finish the 3 games. I do realize that there were other games which I might have started, like the Invasion on Earth with the little alien and some other titles, and I never like finished. But it's just due to the fact that there's always something new coming up, and I'm always looking for something else to do. And especially that thanks to the large computer now, or the desktop computer, I can do projects such as the comparison series. I can return to the discussion videos and actually get my own footage for the videos. And so I have like all sorts of things to do, but I definitely want to finish the Banner Saga. I'm quite sure by now that I will not have the best ending. I don't know how many endings there are, so please don't spoil this in the comment section for me. It would kind of piss me off by this point if I would find out what is the overall outcome of the game when I have maybe a couple of hours left to go. So I'm gonna try to stick with this. I'm gonna try to get the videos uploaded. I know that I may be doing some other franchises or some other games on the channel which might be more popular, but I just want to get this thing done because this is how I am. Like, if I will pick up a game and I really like it, like for example, we have BioShock 4 announced, right? It's gonna be a couple of years till we actually see the game. That's how it works. But let's say it's gonna take like next 2 to 3 years for the game to be finalized. When I played BioShock Infinite, I liked the game so much, I actually went back eventually and got BioShock 1 and 2. Didn't have a chance to play them because I moved out. I got only the laptop, and I would not be able to run BioShock on my laptop. So yeah, things went all over. So anyhow, we're gonna continue with the story. We're gonna see what can be done. I have forgotten like 90% of all the names. Maybe I recall still Ivor, but anyhow, let's jump into it. Let's see what the status of our heroes is, because ever since the group with the remaining ravens has decided to go into this darkness, we kind of got into this point where we no longer are checking for food or something. So I'm not really sure what to tell you, but anyhow, we do have 94 renown. Most of the battles are ending up quite badly because the enemy is getting darkness and reinforcements, which totally tend to screw up everything. And so we're gonna leave and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I really gotta say, the artwork in this game is really amazing. It's really interesting that it's only now like the indie developers who are willing to put out stories such as this one. So it looks like we are getting to the edge of the darkness where we need to get to. It's just gonna be interesting to see if we manage to do it in time. Any of you ever tasted Tillsbury mead? Spar blurs out in the midst of a deep and oppressive silence. You're all some grim company lately. I could really go for some Tillsbury right now. Other mumble in agreement, but someone passes around enough strong drink to spread around. Soon they're trying to one-up each other about what they plan to do when they return to Aarberang. Tell them to stop drinking and be quiet. Tune them out and keep focused. Listen to all their stories. I don't know what happens if we don't manage to reach our destination before the time runs out, so let's do this. This might be bad for the morale. You know what I'm excited about? You interject. The rest of you shutting your mouths. Sour expression roll off you like water over a duck. Yeah, I know this was a horrible thing for the morale, but we have like 2 days to go, and I don't know if in those 2 days, if we don't reach the goal, if I would have to like go through this whole goddamn thing all over again, which would probably kill me. Why is it warmer in here? And why does this part look different from the rest? We have only 1 day. This is, hold on, soaring shards of smoky glass just askew from the ground. As if flung here, at first it looks like more of the inner earth's strangeness until you realize that these are the splinters of the black sun. Images reflect of the mirrored surfaces, creating an illusionary army of ravens as you walk through. Great, says Volka. I didn't think I could hate this place more. Now there's 6 of ditch. The nauseating, sweaty warmth still radiating from the fragments has everyone eager to pass through except Even. He stopped at one, with his hand pressed against the glassy surface, looking at his own reflection. Are we gonna get a cutscene? Okay. No. I was expecting a cutscene. Come on, Even. It's time to go, says Ivor. I hardly recognize myself. Ivor says, could be worse. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to compare. The reality of what I must do is sinking in. We're getting close. Even stares out into the distance. Now is not the time for second thoughts. It was always such a long way off. There was more time. Time for what exactly? Asks Ivor. Even sighs heavily. Juno revealed it already, but there's something you may not have fully grasped. Something she forbade me to tell you. She worried it might change things. No more secrets. I trust that she was right. Let's go with that. She probably was, says Avon. You can see anger spreading across Avon's face. He almost looks as if he's drawing energy from the sun shard. What if there's another way? Even with the sun broken, there must be energy through here to destroy the serpent. It might be enough. And it might not. No, we don't change the plan now. Will killing the serpent even fix things? I don't know, but I'm certain it will come for us again. There's nothing else for it to do. Why shouldn't I try? Why should I keep asking for permission? Avon, think of your friends in Aarberang, says Ivor. Avon's mouth becomes a thin line and some of the fire in his eyes goes out. I know. I apologize. My thoughts have always been difficult to control ever since birth. My mother was the head of the Valka in her time. When she had a boy, the council was worried. The males of our kind have always had a touch of madness to varying degrees. My father couldn't contain his own. I suppose that kind of power would be hard for anyone. It is a curse. I'm only alive at all thanks to Juno, and she has kept this power within me from spelling out. When she spoke to me in dream at Einatorft, I wasn't even sure it was real. I had gone so long without her help, I was starting to lose sense or lose control again. Everything she's done was to heal me, and for that she suffers. Can't you imagine feeling so powerful and so weak at the same time? I can imagine, says Ivor. So morale has improved. Avon nods and Folka approaches the two of you in a huff. You done with your little cry yet, you sad baby? Avon steps away from the sun shard with a scowl on his face, returning to where Juno awaits. That one's got problems, and that's coming from me. It's still hard to imagine those two falling for each other, says Ivor. You think so? You don't? Asks Ivor. Folka laughs as she punches your shoulder. I can see why you don't get it, Varl. It's not just the one arm you're missing. Every girl in the world wants a boy to promise he'd give her the sun and the stars. Imagine having the one man who actually pulls the sun out of the sky for you. Folka almost looks embarrassed with herself as you head back to the caravan. I really don't know what's gonna happen when the counter goes down. It's been so long since we recorded the last episode and the episode before that. I'm losing the continuation of the story. We're gonna be in trouble. I'm just going to say it, Spargazes. I'm starving, and I don't mean it as an expression. I'm so hungry I might die. The caravan is getting precautiously low on food, and nobody dares to drink the water that pools in dark crevices. You're feeling it yourself. The stone hurler seems to understand, scraping a hard, bell-shaped object from the cliff walls and handing it to you. She motions to her mouth. Huh? I thought that was just more craggy rock, says Spar. Taking the thing, it has a hard obsidian shell, but once cracked open, a strikingly bright pink plant resides within, squishing to the touch. It looks like a mushroom. It doesn't smell strange or display the same weirdness that everything else does. There seems to be quite a few more still clinging onto the cliffside, so who's gonna try it first? Spar wonders loud. Don't risk eating the plant. Any volunteers, step up and take a chance. Ask the Volca if it's safe. Let's do that. Alfram speaks up. I've eaten inner earth plants before, she says, but I can't say if the darkness has tainted it. I can help it if it makes you sick though, probably. Don't risk eating the plant. Don't risk it. Mushrooms are risky at the best of times, you point out, and the rest make similar conclusion. You leave the thing behind, favoring hunger over poisoning, but it's clear that the exhausted caravan has slowed considerably. I don't know what's gonna happen now. We're gonna run into some pickle. Please don't tell me I have to do like some weird thing because we're out of time. Or is it that we have only certain amount of time in between the segments when we are in Aarberang, where Rook has passed, and when we are in the darkness? If Aarberang's story is written on the tapestry, the edges are becoming frayed. The menders are dying, a few to the warped, a couple to stray arrows and mad revolters, one to exhaustion. Zephyr pulled them back to the next set of walls. The news tightens. Not everybody survived the scramble to safer ground, and you can see the lurching bodies of the fallen just beyond the black veil. Gone, but not dead. Adif, Hogan has propped himself up on his shield and keep from slumping over, but he stands as you approach. Don't stand on my account. You're looking rough around the edges. Speak for yourself. I'm fine, says Hogan. He looks a little embarrassed about snapping at you and looks back into the distance. You ever think we'd make it this far? I was hoping we wouldn't have to. It's not in us to quit. We either very lucky or very unlucky. I'm gonna go with it's not in us to quit. I guess that's why we're still listening to you, says Hogan. It could have all gone a lot different ways. If you're just checking in on how everyone's doing, I appreciate the concern. Nothing to worry about here, though. Hogan goes back to staring quietly into the darkness. Nothing you want to talk about? How's your family, Hogan? What do you think is on the other side of the darkness? I'll let you have your piece, take care. Let's ask about the family. Hanging by a thread, Hunter. Hanging by a thread. Who isn't? All I can do is make sure they eat and don't get killed in their sleep. If I can keep them safe, what kind of a man would I be? I know what you mean, says Odif. Listen, I know what you've been through. All my words are coming out wrong. Don't take it to the heart. Hogan goes back to staring quietly into the darkness. Nothing you want to talk about? Tired of talking, tired of fighting. I'm just tired of survival. Couldn't the gods have done this differently? Why make us eat and fear and hate? Nothing stopped them from taking it all away. Smarter people than me haven't answered that one, says Adif. Hogan. Feels like being stuck in a bear trap, and I'm tired of it. Hogan goes back to staring. What do you think is on the other side of the darkness? It warped everything coming out of it. I doubt the land's any different. You're worried about Mogan? I didn't want to talk about it, but there it is. What a damn fool I am. I never should have let him leave. I love my family, but not like I love my brother. Ashamed to say it, but he's the truth. But it's the truth. It's killing me. I keep watching the darkness, expecting to see him walk out of it, twisted and bloated. Can't sleep, can't stop thinking about it. Damn it, I should have said something instead of being a prideful idiot. What would you do? Forgive yourself. Nothing. Mogan's still alive. Get some sleep. Let's go with this. Sure he is, just like Ivor and the rest. Maybe it would help if I could pretend like you, but so far, it isn't working. Let him return to his peace. Like I said, don't worry about me. Maybe I look rough like you said, but I'm not going anywhere. Not while I'm still standing. Okay, so we have something at the wall, we have something in the houses. Black soot billows up from ramshackle shelters and it's spreading to bigger buildings at an alarming rate. Fire, distant shouts confirm. Serve them right, you overhear, a Varl says, watching from a safe distance. You realize he's talking about Ruga's loyalists, who scrambled to save their own things from the fire and they probably started. Rally able bodies and help put it out. Let things play out on their own. This is an opportunity to press and attack. Let's try to help them out. A few brave hearts join you, creating a chair of water buckets. It's water you doubt you can afford to lose, and worse, you don't seem to be making much progress. The fire continues to spread. Cut your losses and retreat. Double down and get the Varl involved before the whole city burns. The Varl hate fire, that much is clear. The most ignore your pleas, and eventually smoldering embers are all that's left, but not before people burn beneath buildings crumbled. You spend the late hours of the day looking for bodies, families grieve over kin pulled from the wreckage. The Varl are gathered around one of their own smoldering corpse. You recognize this burned face? It's Gris, one of Hakon's warriors. He did this on your orders. One of the Varl spits. Come a long way to die like this. We had to try. What's happening at the walls? Come quick, says Bloody Guard. He leads you up to wall to the menders. Worse for wear. The warmth pouring out of the darkness are still mostly drenched, but now you recognize more and more of them as Aarberang clansmen turned into nightmare creatures. Whereas you begin noticing a pile of dead guards and a panicked mender holding his light against the approaching warped. Here, shouts Ludin. On the other side of the mender, he approaches with armed men. Haven't lost any menders yet. Been fighting them off all the way down the wall, but they're coming a lot faster now. He stabs through a lunging warped, and here's more, he shouts. Okay, so I think we're gonna have the first engagement. Ooh, it's gonna be tricky. really need to somehow level up our people, but I also don't want to get too many casualties. Roster. Don't know if Adif needs to be a part of the battle. It would be nice to have an archer. And Ursa is just weird altogether. We have one Varl, one Dredge, and one archer, 2 of the centaurs. I feel like maybe switching them up would be a little bit better. Let's try to use Gunnulf, see if we are gonna be able to succeed and maybe level him up. We need able bodies. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh, this is gonna be bad, I can tell you that right now. Let's try to relocate. And, yeah, this is gonna be tricky. Okay, so let's activate the statistics so that we know who the hell we are attacking and whatnot. We can remove 5 points of armor on this guy. So let's go for it. Spearman is gonna seriously screw up our units. We can kill this. So that's one enemy down. There's an archer. The spearman going after really bad. Really, really bad. He doesn't have that much even room to escape. Let's try to reduce this armor. Okay, he got pushed away, which is problematic. How do we want to do this? Does she have ranged attack? Yeah, she does. 6, we can go up to 9, we can go up to 6. So let's reduce the armor on these 2 spearmen. Archer is moving around, taking out her. Let's relocate here. And do some damage to the armor. This is gonna be bad. We don't relocate them, this is gonna be super bad. 7, 10. A body down. The treasure OB when it comes to this. We really need to do something with this. Let's remove the armor on this guy so that when our Varl will have his turn, he can do damage there. Points of armor are down, so half of the health. Adif is gone. Don't like it. Nothing I can do about it. 10 points of health, or 9 only, unfortunately. Or strength. 7, 9, almost dead. If they're gonna get reinforcements as well, I'm totally screwed. Just telling you that already, so that you know. Really should have killed the goddamn archer. Kill. Nice. 2. How many units do they have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 3 units left. We need to crack through this armor. 5. Nice. Do we get a promotion? Let's go for this. We're gonna have to start using... I don't want to go through this goddamn purple thing because it's gonna do stuff. Willpower has been burnt. Okay, enough to kill him. There we go. The Bastion achievement has been obtained. Okay, what does that mean? Reinforcements. Can I relocate our team? 2 members are down, which sucks. I don't know how many units I can position in. We can still keep fighting. Okay, we can relocate our forces, which is what I want to do. Do I want an archer? Two of our units have fallen. How do I allocate the units? This has absolutely zero explanation whatsoever. Okay. So Hakon or Hakan, or after dying like 2, I no longer know or care. And let's put our archer somewhere over here. Or you know what, I feel like maybe let's not use an actual archer, all things considered. How many more units can I allocate? It's not really letting me to put down any more units. So let's see, what do we go against this time? Oh man, this is gonna be problematic here. This weird poison thing which it keeps using, I don't understand it. Should have probably given this guy a little bit more willpower. But what the hell? 13 points, okay. Let's use the flail and try to chop down as much as we can. Really nice. The Centaurs are gonna be a problem because they have ranged attacks. Let's try to reposition. Yeah, I should have given her some willpower there. These two are gonna have to stand in the warped ashes in order to do just about anything, which I'm not a huge fan of. Nice slash. Thank you for moving in. It's gonna help a little bit. Let's go with this attack. Reduce the strength. And let's move you forward and... can almost kill this. Could have killed that thing over there. Okay, got pushed through. Unfortunately, he's not high enough level in order to use more willpower, probably. I need to interrupt this thing. I hate it when he does that thing. Let's use the flail. Damn it, he resisted. That's really bad. We're gonna have to support our guy. give you some will points. And we need to relocate you in order to attack. Kill this. This flank I'm not that afraid of. This is where I'm a little bit worried, to be perfectly honest with you all. Let's go through the armor. The two centaurs, if they're not gonna run off too damn far, we should be able to handle. If they're gonna run off too far, I'm screwed. Don't understand why this Varl does so little damage. That thing is gone. And I want to relocate here. I need to start reducing the armor. Let's attack this thing. Unfortunately, it was able to finish whatever the hell it was doing. 8 points of strength are down on the Twisted Varl. Hakon, even with the curse or whatever is applied onto him, was able to kill. Unfortunately, even with the willpower, he's too damn far in order to support the other flank. So we're gonna have to utilize this beast in order to kill the other warped Centaur. Why are your attacks so weak? Maybe it's low level. I don't know what to tell you anymore these days. Or low strength. Let's try to use the flail. Able to do at least some damage before he's taken out. No, he was not even like focused. Interesting choice there. Let's run down 7 points of strength. If I won't be able to get there with a Hakon or Mogan or what's this guy's name, it's gonna be problematic. I really want to interrupt whatever he's doing, and I think I just managed to do that by the sheer attack of Hakon's axe. He's gonna get knocked out, right? Wow, he actually resisted. Well, I'll be damned. Nice kill. Renowned. Really nice. Really nice. Keep on resisting, buddy. Keep making me proud. Okay, I'm a sucker for punishment. Unfortunately, he keeps on resisting, or it keeps on resisting. It was worth the shot. Nice. We got some artifact actually out of this engagement too. The foe's lying death. Bastion. Defeat 3 enemies at the Bastion. Mask of Andvort. It's not the true face of a wretch, it is close enough to raise morale or something. Promotion for Bastion. Promotion for Gunnulf. Promotion for Assault. And unfortunately, Daedrew and Adif were injured. But we got plenty of people to help. Hogan got injured too. I kind of forgot about him. Well, it's good to know that our renown is going up, but our food reserves are non-existent. The warped monsters beyond the light are becoming increasingly aggressive. Despite the victory, the writing is on the wall. We bought some time, Zephyr says, but this is not sustainable. We're going to have to fall back before long. Okay, let's see what's happening over here. A living crowd of horseborn confronts each other. You recognize Canary and Deidre amongst them. At their hoofs lay victims of the spat. Canary is waving her javelin threateningly. You can't be certain what has sparked them this time, or who is to blame. Break up the two by force if necessary. Convince Canary to put her weapon down. And try to find out what happened and put it to the rest. Conflicting stories remind everyone why they're upset. Canary shouts loudly at Deidre in her own tongue, who responds with a dagger. Canary is the better fighter and turns the blade back on Deidre. The crowd panics. Horseborn trample everyone in their way as they beat a path amongst the bodies left in their wake. Is Deidre poisoned by her own blade? You never find out what happened. Rejoin the lies on the wall, 31 hours. Resolve the horseborn dispute, 7 hours. Acted on the spreading fire, 14 hours. We got 2 more days for our fellows in the darkness. So I don't know if we're gonna now switch. So each time I run out of time, we're gonna have to go back. Keep a friend company. Aarberang beckons during a short rest, patting a lonely rock at the caravan's edge. Innocent enough, but you see an ulterior motives on her face. Brightened that the white tower is in the distance. You have something on your mind? Asks Ivor. You, Ivor, isn't funny. I should hate you. Many sculptors are my friends, and you are who they tell their children to fear, but I don't hate you. The more about you I know, the more I like you. Is that really what you wanted to talk about? Asks Ivor. Aarberang. Straight to the point. Even in Juno, they trust you, don't they? But I wonder if they have earned your trust. Yes, they have. Do they have yours? I don't trust any of you. Do they have yours? Of course not, says Aarberang. Now, Juno, she may be weaving little truths, but step back, look at the whole tapestry. They wield terrible power. Perhaps you've noticed. It's exactly why they made the Order of Menders. Ah, look over here. We're only healing the sick, building houses. Pay no mind to the madman on ivory towers, turning the world inside out. I've considered it, says Ivor. Come closer. Even created a faint immortal. Can you comprehend? Juno cannot lie. But that wasn't their goal, was it? What is immortality without power? Misery. No, I think they are trying to make a god. To make themselves gods. Don't tell me you believe they've come so far just to undo it all. I do. What are you implying? Not to sit back and let it happen. Not to sit back and let it happen. That should be clear. Say nothing now. I'm not asking for your promises. But a time will come, and soon, I think when you'll see the truth unfolding before your eyes, when that time comes, look to me. Trust your instincts. Juno and Awind are not the only ones who know how to twist the threats. I will make certain what they claim to be doing is what they do. I've got to live here too, you know? Okay, so I don't know if it's the paranoia or just the fact that Juno and Awind have been pulling weird stuff for a really long time. That looks like some head, right? Like a massive skull. This is like a jawline, and this is like the upper jaw or something. I don't know. This is like an eye, this is a nose. A distant rumble approaches, and all the things in it could be raced through your mind. Someone shouts earthquake as the ground bucks beneath your feet. A violent shaking peels rock sheets of the nearby cliffs. They crash around you in great billowing clouds of dust. Is everyone all right? You shout in the aftermath. Knew I recognize you from somewhere, Volgard shouts. He's swinging at Oli with clenched fist. This bastard tried to push me into the falling rocks. As the confusion and the dust clear, frustrated ravens are letting off steam with plan of fight. What is this about? I don't care what's going on here, but it stops now. Let Volgar and Ollie resolve it. Yeah, we're stopping it now. Volgar manages one last half-hearted punch to Ollie's face, but they push each other away. True enough, says Ollie. There will be plenty of time to settle this later. Volgar spits. Count on it. That earthquake was no coincidence. Awen says, changing the subject. Same as when the serpent carved chasms through the earth above. Be on your guard. We're gonna have to return to Aarberang if this is gonna continue at this pace. And try to do whatever we can do. So these cliffs were homes for the dredge? We're not gonna be able to finish that, unfortunately. Holy crap, did we lose the lower part of Aarberang? Armies have crashed again the steep back cliffs of Aarberang before, as the warp do now. You retreat again, and it was costly. Thousands more dead, but necessary. Banshee wails went on long into the encroaching night. But the black rock wall has never been breached, the menders tell you. Even with so many slaughtered, space is scarce. Elio nods when you tell him you're going to get some air. Outside the crowded gathering halls, survivors camp in different clusters atop the black rock. You wonder how many families sewn upon your banner are just memories now. Then you note how strange the silence sounds. The clans have lost their taste for troublemaking, and even the warped have withdrawn. Maybe you're safe up here. Maybe the menders are right. Maybe they're not. I mean, I don't want to say it, but let's hope so. Really wish Rook was here. Fatigue draws you into a stupor. Feels weird to be doing nothing, Aloe says, breaking the silence. Spirits are low. Maybe this would be a good chance to see how everyone's holding up. You consider it. Okay, so let's go talk to this guy. Agil puts a hand on your shoulder as you pass, the first smiling face you've seen in a while. How are you? Are you holding up? He asks. I see you are going around making sure everyone else is alright. Has anyone asked how you are doing? Don't worry, Gil. I'm doing alright. Not going to lie, it's been rough. It sure is. Things started off bad, but all of this is even more out of control now. I can't shake the feeling that I'm really lucky to still be here. What are the odds? So many people didn't make it. Oh, is there anything I can do, to help? Just keep being yourself, Gil. I can use a hand making sure the survivors get any food or medicine they need. I'll be happy to do that, he says. Looks like you've got the Great Hall covered, but I'll go between the other shelters and see what they're missing. You've always been the helpful one, says Adif. If I had... Agil hesitates, sweat hanging off his brow. You can tell he's really wrestling with whether to say something or not. What is it? I couldn't save anyone. When this all began, I told Rook that I'd do anything to protect Alette. Now they're both gone and I couldn't do a damn thing about it. How did I, of all people, survive this long? I don't know, you're not the main protagonist and I don't use you in any of the battles. I don't know what to tell you. I could ask the same question of myself. You earned it. Listen, now it's not the time for it. Let's go with you earned it. You earned to use that shield and you deserve to be alive. Maybe, but things could have gone so differently. That doesn't mean we don't deserve to be here, says Atif. You're right. I'll go make myself useful. As Agil walks away, he gives you a kind smile and a nod. Okay, well, this guy is positive, which is good to know. Let's go talk to Devarl. The Scrivener. Okay, I give up. The Scrivener is scratching diligently at his paper. He looks up. Skatash halts whatever conversation he and Ubin were having. Hello, Hunter. Found yourself a little patch of quiet and don't know what to do with yourself? Something like that, answers Adif. The eye of the storm, as the poets say. You start predicting the weather when you've been around long enough. Or maybe you just talk about it more. The old Varl stops scratching notes to talk. Ever seen anything like this before in your many years? You know, I've heard mankind take being called old an insult, but I never knew why. Now let me think. Well, the fall of Scremenstead was something to behold. Half a city sinking into the Silverstone, and Grofholm was even bigger. But something like this? No, it was not. Funny how our memories measure worth, isn't it? I remember my companion Gunnulf telling me I look like an eggplant better than I recall a city sinking beneath the waves. That's why I like to write things down. Skatash says something in his own tongue and Ubin laughs. He says I don't look like an eggplant. The old Varl stopped scratching notes to talk. What have you been writing in your book? Stories mostly, but not like the Menders and Skulls. No. The Menders write about what's in the past, and the Skulls stretch fantasies about what happened. The historical writings are mostly useless if you ask me. Even a perfect record is only good as the man reading it, and most of us aren't that good. Adif, you mean we remember things the way that suit us best? Ubin, you can spin a dozen different morale from the same year. Indeed, we're all a bunch of liars at heart. I'll write stories about people. When someone reveals their own hopes and fears, that's the truth of things, even if it's a lie, understand? Oh, one of the reasons I learned to talk to people like the Horseborn. I'd like to speak with the Dredge too one day, if they'll have me. The old Varl stopped scratching. You've been curious for more detail about Delalond, the Horseborn's homeland. Why don't you ask them yourself, asks Ubin. Ubin says a few words to Skatash, who nods. Ubin translates the best he can. I am a trader. I've traveled more than most and never seen the end of our lands. Maybe they are endless. Men have said it is empty, but they are wrong. They only think it is empty because they move too slowly. When the sun stops, we celebrate. It is a blessing, it is warmth and freedom. But then the shattering splits our land into pieces. Now each piece is small and empty. I think my kind becomes restless here. They talk a lot about the brave who tried to outrun the darkness. They have already become legend. Maybe they are still running across the Delalond. I like to imagine this. Your city is heavy and cold, and made for men to walk slowly in circles, but go nowhere. I will be glad to see the sun again. He looks a little wistful and nods his head to say he's done. The old Varl stops writing. Okay, so let's leave them. No worries. If you want to talk, I'm glad for the company. Out of curiosity, says Adif, what are you planning to do with your writings if the darkness overtakes us? Leave it for someone else to find, says Ubin. Ubin's smile suddenly falls from his face and he realizes it'll become warped. Would you believe I hadn't thought of that? Maybe a Horseborn could. No, not without a mender. Maybe we could spare a mender to damnation. We'll have to live. There's no way around it now. And we have our mender here. Zephyr is overseeing the menders, looking just as drained, if not more. She calls you by the name. Something happened and I don't know, like 2 lines of text suddenly got skipped, so I don't know what she said. Okay, so Zephyr, seems like these people owe you a great deal. Chief, I didn't do it on my own. Zephyr, close enough though. I wish I had supported you better at the gates. And I also heard you traveled with a Varl named Ingvar. That seemed like quite a coincidence at first. You consider what to say. How did you discover this light spell? Not easily. Things went bad at Manahar, and I was the only one left in the aftermath. I spent days trying anything I could think of against the darkness. I nearly gave up, but what Juno even must have done, nobody thought it was possible. When you became a Valka, are you all forced to take an oath to be as vague and mysterious as possible? I'm sorry, says Zephyr. It would be hard to believe if I told you. Adif, try me. I believe they have pulled down the black sun that resides inside of the earth. Okay, I can see your earlier point. You consider what to say. Ingvar, do you know Ivor? He's well known, especially amongst the Dredge. They say he once slew a Sunder called Reyes, who carried Belower's child. Ruin was Reyes' sister. It's my belief that Ruin probably came to Aarberang hoping to find Ingvar. In the face of his darkness, the other Sunder have scattered to the wind, but Ruin wanted revenge, even if it meant killing everyone in its way. Adif, are you saying all the people who died in the siege was because of Ivor? Zephyr, and I can only imagine it is why Belower chased you all the way to Borgsgard. I suppose there's no point in a secret anymore. After the Great War, the Valka tried to broker a peace with the Dredge and mostly succeeded. But one of the conditions was that we delivered the Varl named Ingvar. They called him Destroyer. We searched, but never found him. Juno and Eowyn would almost certainly have recognized him. Did they ever mention this? I don't recall. They never said anything about it. No, but they nearly let him die on the bridge at Einatorft. Okay. Maybe the last one? No. I don't recall. I can't blame you. You have been through quite a lot. Still, I just wish I knew their intentions. You trust your friends Ivor completely? More than completely. Can you trust anyone completely? Do you trust Juno and Avent? I do not, but it is better than no hope at all. You consider what to say. So what's your plan now? You keep the light lit as long as I can. In the early days, the Valka had nearly godlike powers. They spent generations obsessed with immortality. It has become diluted over time, of course. Did you know that the Valka raised the black rock plateau we're standing on? Pulled straight out of the earth? The unnaturally dark rock is the same material Dredge used to make their armor. Believe it or not, that was long before I was born. Me, I've learned a few tricks, but all I can do now is share the same blind hope that if we just hold out, well, maybe this will be of more use to you than me. The Valka retrieves an item from the folds of her cloak and hands it to you. Clasp of kin. How long do you think we have left? Not long now. Make the most out of your time. I'll let you focus. I only wish I could have done more. And well, now we have 3 buildings which are like flashing. The one for the heroes is just gonna show us who we have available. The market, seriously, beret? How would you get that? So weird. I don't even know. Okay, Vanna Doll, we need a level 12 character. Keep this cat inside feelings assuring and nimble enough to do it proud. Move 2 tiles per will. Never deflect. 30% divert armor. Okay. We cannot get supplies. Like food is no longer something which we need to worry about. And you know what? The episode is long enough, so I'm guessing after we click on the tower, we might get like either another battle or another text for me to read and screw up, because I haven't done this much reading ever since I probably did the last recording for the game. So I'm gonna leave it at this point, and hopefully I will be able to record another episode so that I can finally finish the Banner Saga. I don't really know how we're gonna be able to finish it off, but my hopes are like all over the damn place by now. Because this is the third game, and we could have made some really dramatic changes. And maybe it would have helped to play out a little bit differently, but I don't know. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. So anyhow, if you did like it, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, check out the playlist. I don't know if I'm featuring actually playlists to the previous two titles, which I have done long ago on the channel, but you will be able to find them in the list of the playlists on the channel. Just go there and you're gonna see all the crap ton of content I have already uploaded. So in the meantime, I'm gonna wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and hopefully I will see you all in the comments or at the next one. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe out there in the meantime, and goodbye for now.